So by all efforts, one should get initiated by Guru. What is the science of initiation? Neuroscience has proved that the process of initiation floods the brain with energy. This is the superconscious energy of Kundalini, our own highest inner potential energy. As the Kundalini flows from the thalamus to the cortex, it sets up a powerful energy loop within the brain, which awakens the latent non-mechanical parts which we have never used before. With increasing levels of coherence, the whole brain comes alive, turning into a superconductor of conscious energies that heal, empower, transform our lives, bliss and fulfillment. Initiation creates high awareness, visualization, creativity. It also slows the aging process and improves the immune system. Kundalini awakening, healing experience, levitation, teleportation, materialization. Experience the power of initiation through a range of exclusive programs conducted at the ashram. Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda Nagar, Birdi, Bengaluru. Contact 97422 03311 82774 90091. Visit www.nithyananda.org.
Yes. So the science of power manifestation is all aspects of evidences of Pramana in Sanskrit. So first is the Shastra Pramana, which is eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, which is the Vedas and the Agamas. And the second is Apta Pramana, which is the experiences and results of Aptas, or the authorities of Hindus, the Vedic rishis and scientists who time tested and verified the science of power manifestation. And the third is the Atma Pramana, which is the supreme part of Hinduism's personal experience regarding the science of power manifestation. In the last is the Pratiksha Pramana, the scientific study done, the scientific observation done on the science of power manifestation. So, what exactly is the Vedas and Agamas? Vedas are the ultimate superior authorities for science. Vedas are pure science, where the ultimate truths are explained, whereas Agamas are the scriptures, where the applied technology, the applied science is expanded very and obvious. Vedas and Agamas, Vedagamas, are given the status of Shruti, as they are directly revealed by Paramashiva. They are the ultimate, eternal, unchangeable truths. A reference cited from these Shastras, also scriptures, is called Shastra. So, let us now witness a very unique and exciting demonstration of the power of third eye. The first power which we'll be demonstrating today is the power of third eye reading. We will now getting a scriptural reference to manifest the power of third eye, which comes from the Vijnana Bharvatantra, Sutra 34. Kapalantarmanonyasa Tishtanmilitalochanaha Kramena Manasodharyat Lakshaye Lakshamuttamam. The translation is: by fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession, by that stability of the mind and inner space, through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal Laksham, by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining space of oneness with the source Paramashiva. And next is the After Purana, where Bhagwan Sri Krishna initiates Arjuna in the power of third eye. So this is taken from the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 11, which is the Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga, verse 8, where Bhagwan Sri Krishna says to Arjuna, Natumam shakyase drashtum anenaiva sachakshisha divyam dadami te chakshuhu pashyame yogamaishwaram. The translation goes, but you cannot see my cosmic form with these physical eyes of yours. Therefore I grant you the divine third eye. Behold my cosmic opulence. In the Hindu Purana, the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagwan Sri Krishna initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye reading, where Arjuna beholds the cosmic form of Bhagwan Sri Krishna. And next is the Atma Pramana. So the After Pramana, Swamiji's experience, where
inside and outside broke. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree, 10 direction, below me, everything. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience. I felt that the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. The setting sun, rising moon, the whole Arunachala hill, all the plants, bush, shrubs, trees, everything just became so alive. The idea, something is inside.
And next is the Pratyaksha Praman. The scientific study which is done on the power manifestation side, where the study measures, shows, and compares the metabolic cell activity of the brain in conscious and meditative states using the positron emission tomography, the PET. So when doing daily activities, 5 activities measure the brain, where the third eye is located, the pineal gland. And when deep state of samadhi, only the third eye region is active when almost 90% of the brain is at rest and peace. And it's now witnessed the light Sakshi Pramana done by the Balasins of the Nithyananda Paramashivam, where this last sacred science of third eye awakening has been made available to humanity for the ultimate enrichment and conscious evolution by the Supreme Fount of Hinduism. As an incarnation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Fount of Hinduism embodies the most profound yogic states that surpass all beyond all bounds of time, space, and matter. The Supreme Fount of Hinduism is gifting this pure science of third eye awakening, along with many other spiritual sciences through the power of initiation Diksha to millions of people all around the globe and have been initiated by supreme perfectionism and experiencing the profound results as external powers in their everyday life. Let's all get to witness the most exciting healing power of the third eye reading done by the Balasans of 2022. So now I request the screenshot to be stopped. Yes. So along with me over here, I have a very beautiful, extraordinary manifestor with me, who is Manitya Kaladarananda, who is in Balasans of the Nithyananda Gurukul. She is 15 years old. Actually, she's turning 15 years old today. Yes. So along with me over here, I have the medically tested eye band. So you can see over here in the front, there's black color acrylic sheet, and if you see at the back, there's two holes. There's two sponge. There's two holes. So where like there's two sockets. So once you wear the eye band on, your eyes goes and gets locked up, gets settled over. And there's a nice thick layer of sponge which cover all sorts of the eye, and there's not let any light pass through it. And this is a strap which beautifully puts in your head. So this type of eye band is created by the doctors, the top doctors in India, where to show the science of third eye, to show the science where even blind kids can manifest this external power. Not just people who are having a good eyesight, no. Also the people who can manifest, who are good. So in front of all of you, I'll be opening this eye band and placing the Samuel Makaladra. So Makaladra, are you comfortable? Could you just fix my eye band to the middle of the screen? How's it fine? Yes. 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 So I request Ma Kaladara to turn to her right, left, up, down, all around. So you can see that the eye band is completely stuck to Ma Kaladara's face. The sponge is completely glued to her face, and it shows 100% that light cannot pass through it. Yes. So all the viewers who are watching us right now live on Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel or Facebook or various other different platforms. Today we'll be reading comments for Power of Third Eye reading from Kailasa's HDH channel and Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda Paramashivam Facebook channel. So if you want the comments to be read, please go to these two platforms and Ba Kaladra will be reading it through the Power of Third Eye. Yes, the stage is yours. You can go ahead, Ba Kaladra.
Yes. So the latest comment is from just a minute. Yes, Nithyananda Ma has posted expressions of me. I am Nithyananda has posted. It's great you have you back again. And the previous comment is also from Ma Nithyananda. She has posted, I missed you. And the previous comment is from PARABHJOTGILL has posted no audio. Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Rabjit Tilaya is the audio. Are you able to hear us now?
Yeah, so we just fix the technical issue. You'll be able to color. You can read the.
So Prabhjit has posted no audio thrice, and before that is also from Prabhjit and he has posted happy sunrise to all, Shiva and Shakti.
Wonderful. Yes. Now we'll be moving on to the comments on Facebook. And again, also comments to be read by the third eye. Please go to Facebook or YouTube and post your comments. And Ma Kaladra will be reading through her turn. Yes, you can go ahead, Ma.
Yes.
And you can put emojis also. You can put anything, numbers, words, emojis, sentences, anything you want. That, like, even though if you know you're a very skeptic person, you can put anything you want. You also can comment in Facebook, and surely Ma Kaladra will read your comment without. Actually, it's Parmashivoham's reading, so he will actually definitely read your comment. Yes.
Yes, I request the Facebook community in England. Okay, the latest comment is from Manika Sarlananda, and he has posted Nithyanandama with a red color heart. And comment for that is from Anil Kumar. Andhra has posted a clapping emoji in a brown shade, light brown one hand, which is in the front, dark brown the hand which is behind, and the comment before that is from MOHITPYAGI has posted a namaste emoji.
Yes, wonderful. As we are going lag of time, we will move on to the next power, which is power of body scanning. And yes, thank you, Ma Kaladra. It was a very astounding demonstration done by you. And yes, so now I'll be removing the icon. So all of you can still see the diamond is still the same. The sponge is completely stuck. Nothing has happened. And so now we'll be moving on to power of body scanning. So a little about the power of body scanning. So the power of body scanning actually the power where the Nithyananda yogis will have the ability to scan and reveal the illnesses, diseases, medically diagnosed issues, and provide you the best, easiest, and simple solution through their awakened person. Let us now see the Shastra Pramana for the power of body scanning, which comes from the Vigyana Tantra, Sutra 54. Swadehe jagato vapi sukshma sukshmatarani cha tatvani yani nilayam dhyatvaante vyajyate para. The translation goes, cognize deeply from the subtle to the substitutive principle of your whole body, Swadeha, or of the whole universe simultaneously, consists of the essential reality. They are being absorbed in their source cause, Paramashiva. By the experience of such restful awareness, one becomes complete from all thoughts, and the ultimate universally one power, Paradevi, Shakti is revealed, and the supreme power manifestation happens. And the next is the Apta Pramana. This Apta Pramana, which is a 5,000-year-old reference taken from the very own life of a Siddha named Teraya, who was the prominent disciple of Agastya. One day, a man was suffering from a severe headache, comes to Agastya for healing, and Agastya uses a power of body scanning and identifies the root cause of the headache. He reveals that there's a small tear, a type of frog, which is sitting in the person's brain. Agastya immediately instructs Teraya, his disciple, to perform an open-heart surgery and remove the frog. After the surgery is completed successfully, the person got cured of the headache, and thus The disciple again named parent. And next is the Atma Pramana, where Swamiji uses the power of body scanning in his own very own life, saying that only when I had the multiple compound hand fracture, I was forced to go for surgeries than for medical checkups regularly. At the time, they detected heavy metal quantity in my different organs. It was revealed that I had been poisoned without our knowledge. I immediately used diagnostic methods instead of medical facilities condition due to the poison. Through the power of body scanning, I found out what the problem is and the imbalances that had need to happen in the body and why the balances need to be done. I use allopathy as a second opinion to verify my findings. And so witness the Sakshi Pramana, where millions across the globe have been initiated with the power of body scanning and experienced this power of body scanning. And it is now witness a live Sakshi Pramana done by the Balasins of the Nithyananda Gurukul after a short sleep. Yes, sorry for technical glitch. We'll be right back to you. Yes, I'm back with the two extraordinary manifestos of power of body scanning. Along with me here, I have Baliki Brahma Yogananda, who is 13 years old, and also I have Ma Soni, who is 16 years old, and both of them are the extraordinary manifestos of power of body scanning. Those are the viewers watching us live right now. If you like to have a body scan, if you want the third eye to fall on your body and basically what illnesses you're having to be cured very easily in a simple way, the quickest also. If you want a body scanning, please comment live on the YouTube channel or on Facebook, and we will be scanning you right away. Yes. So the latest comment in the YouTube is posted by Utpal Thakaraya. He has posted Nithyananda requesting a body scanning for myself and Namaskar emoji. Yes. So Ma Brahma Yoga, can you scan for Utpal Thakaraya? Yes.
What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa. I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasa, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world. All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. This is a fundamental truth. Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is affected. All of us are ecosystem. I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you. We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashivoham will reach you with enlightenment science. I know He is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become e-Kailashians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
E-Kailas is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering.
Nithyanandam, everyone, welcome back. First of all, we apologize for the technical glitch. So now, with that, we'll be moving to the next segment. We all just saw a demonstration of the divine Shaktis, the manifestation of the extraordinary Shaktis. So now let's move on to the next segment where we will be seeing and learning about the divine feminine consciousness, about who is Devi Parashakti, the divine feminine consciousness. So we'll be first looking at the Dhyana mantra of Devi Parashakti, which comes from the Lalita Sahasranama Dhyana Shloka. Sindhuraruna vigraham trinayana manikya mauli spurate taranayaka shekharam smitamukhi mapina vakshoruham panibhyam alipurna ratna chashakam raktotpalam bhibratim saumyam ratna gatasta rakta charanam dhyayet paramambikam. And the translation for this verse is, the Divine Mother is to be meditated upon as shining in a vermilion red body, with the triple eyes sporting a crown of rubies, with the crescent moon, a face all smiles, a splendid bust. One hand holding a jewel cup brimming with mead, and the other twirling a red lotus. And another Dhyana Shloka which also describes the beauty of Devi Parashakti, which also comes from the Lalita Sahasranama Dhyana Shloka. Arunam karunam tarangatakshim dhrutapashankusha pushpabana chapam animadibhiravritam ayukaihi rahamityeva vibhavaye bhavani. And the translation for this verse is, I meditate on the great empress. She is red in color and her eyes are full of compassion, and holds the noose, the goad, the bow, and the flowery arrow in her hands. She is surrounded on all sides by such as anima physis, and she is the self within me. And Devi Parashakti is the ultimate pure feminine consciousness. Parashakti is the cosmic mother. It is her cosmic womb from which billions and billions of universes come out and go in, and the source where the Big Bang and black holes go on. Parashakti is the source Shakti, the source energy, and the source power from which all of us came, in which all of us are in even now, and which all of us are going to merge into. And today, out of her extreme love and compassion, Parashakti herself is manifesting through the embodied form as the Nijavatara
of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, answering all of our questions, attending to our prayers, giving boons, healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself. And in the words of Devi Parashakti herself, she beautifully says, raising as Omkara, expressing as Vedas and Agamas, blossomed as Shrimkara, filled as Parashorasi, living in 40 triangles, the Kailasha Swami who is in Kailasha, Shri Purachintamani, Parashorasi, sitting as part of Paramashiva, Parameshwari who rules the world, Paramashakti, Manonmani, Meenakshi, as Nithyananda I took Nijavatara here to give good boons to everyone, to bestow all goodness. Hiranya Garbha Swarupini, Brahmanda Yoni, Shami, Chandramaudi, Rapala, Aparna, Uma, Parvati, Savitri, Navayavana, Samrajya Lakshmi, Parameshwari, Parashorasi, Meenakshi, taking the form of Nithyananda, I came here as a Javatara. With great compassion and blessing, listen people, to do good to all of you, I took the form of Nithyananda and came down as the Javatara. And again, in the words of Devi Parashakti herself, she beautifully says, raising in Omkara, blossoming as Shiva, Shiva manifesting as source of existence, powers of existence, expression of existence, from the oneness of Om, blossoming into two as Prakriti and Purusha, blossoming as three Shaktis, Icha, Kriya, and Jnana, growing as 4 Vedas, expanding as 5 Panchabhutas, beyond 6 chakras, filled as Gotras of 7 Rishis, expanding as 8 directions, existing as 9 Grahas, blossoming as 10 Indriyas, being as 11 Nidras, creating all the worlds, bringing life to tell and make truth blossom and to do good. Parashorasi Meenakshi, in the form of Nithyananda, I came to bless every one of you. And now let's see how we can receive Devi Parashakti. So literally you are seeing Paramashiva and Parashakti at that moment. She is there on your screen. So always receive her very traditionally. You can keep 2 betel leaves, 1 banana, 1 betel nut, and a coin in front of the screen as you watch Devi Parashakti. And for those of you who don't know, the coin is actually considered the traditional dakshina in the Hindu tradition. And it can be the lowest value. In India, it can even be just 1 paise, and in the US, it can even be just a cent. Swamiji says, I am not trying to monetize. Keep even 1 cent is okay. So for 100 days, if you have darshan, it will add up to $1. In India, even 1 paise is okay. And you can offer that to Devi Parashakti. And once the darshan is over, you can do namaskar and eat the banana, the betel leaf, and the betel nut, taking it as prasadam immediately. And the coins that you collect, you can send it to the Los Angeles temple. And some of you might be wondering how this betel leaf and betel nut may benefit you. This betel leaf and betel nut may look too small, but in a few days you will see how much it adds to your sentiment that really Devi Parashakti is there. You will not take the Devi Darshan for granted. Rituals will break your monotonous unconscious mentality and lifestyle and remind you and visions. It will break your unconscious behavior. And now all of you can see how you can set up your tambulam, how you can set up the betel leaf, the betel nut, the banana, and the coins. You can set all of this up in a plate as you receive Devi Parashakti. So these 4 items, the betel leaf, the betel nut, and the banana and the coins, are the 4 basic items that are kept as part of tambulam. But if you would like, you can also keep a few additional stuff such as a coconut, some glass bangles, some kumkum, turmeric, and some flowers, fresh flowers. But these 4 items are the basic items which are kept as part of a tambulam. So you can arrange all of it in a plate, keep it in front of the screen as you watch Devi Parashakti and receive her. And with that, we come to a conclusion of this segment where we have learned who is Devi Parashakti and how we can receive her when she comes for the darshan. And we will be moving on to the further segment where we will be learning what Devi Parashakti has revealed and how important it is for all of us to understand, internalize, and follow what Devi Parashakti has revealed for humanity. So with that, we'll now be getting into the next segment of this program after a really short break. So please stay tuned.
So now let us enter into the next segment where we will understand some of Devi Parashakti's revelations on the pandemic and how and why this pandemic has been happening. So let us enter into this segment. So as all of us know, humanity is still undergoing the after effects of the cosmic deluge, the pralaya. Thousands of deaths due to the global pandemic and emerging fungal epidemic, along with record numbers of natural disasters, have taken a huge toll on humanity and the collective psyche, leading to an increase in poverty, malnutrition, depression, and mental health issues. So what has caused this? Who is behind this? How could this have been avoided? What is the solution? In this segment, let us go through an analysis of Devi Parashakti's revelations on the cause and solution for this deluge. So as all of us know, there have been over 4 million deaths across the globe due to this global pandemic, and over 175 million people have been confirmed with a case of COVID-19, and the worst affected countries are the US, India, and Brazil. And in India alone, over 29 million people have been affected with COVID-19, and over 374,000 people have died due to this pandemic. And over 75 million people have fallen into poverty since the beginning of this pandemic. The Supreme Court of Hinduism has already revealed the actual scenario is much worse than what we're seeing in the media and in the news. And this is just the beginning. India is reported to be the 6th most depressed country in the world, with over 6.5% of the population suffering from some form of mental illness. And there has been a suicide rate of over 10.9 for every 1 lakh people. And the worst affected age group is between 15 to 24. India is not just suffering from this global pandemic, but all of these natural disasters have also been affecting India, including the heavy rain in Kerala, the floods in Maharashtra, and many other natural disasters have been affecting the country. And the third wave is also an emerging problem. Within the next couple of weeks, we will see a large number of people being affected by this third wave of COVID-19. So how could we have prevented this? What could we have done to prevent this pandemic, this pralaya? So let us listen to Devi Parashakti's revelations on the 31st of May, 2021, and understand what Devi has revealed about this pandemic and pralaya.
வரை இந்தியா செல்ல வேண்டாமா என்று கேட்கின்றாய். நன்றாய் தெரிந்துகொள், சொல்வதை புரிந்துகொள். இந்த பெருநரகமான கிருமி போஜனம் இந்தியாவிற்குள் வரக்கூடாது என்பதற்காக 2020 பாரதம் முழுவதும் 12 ஜோதிர்லிங்கமும் பாத யாத்திரை செய்திடவே என் மகன் மூலமாய் திட்டமிட்டிருந்தேன். படுபாவிகள் ஓடத்தின் மாலுமியை ஊர்விட்டு துரத்தினார்கள். என்ன நடக்கிறதென்று பார். முறையாக அகிலாய நாட்டின் தலைவனாக நிறை மரியாதையொடு நல் மதிப்பொடு என் நிஜாவதாரம் நித்யானந்தன் திருவடி மீண்டும் பாரதத்தில் பட்டு பாத யாத்திரை செய்த பிறகு மட்டுமே நீ அங்கு செல்ல வேண்டும். அதுவரை உன்னை காத்து செல்லாதே. ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
In the translation for Devi's revelation, for this huge Tirmi Bhojanam held not to come to India. In 2020 itself, I had planned to do the Padayatra throughout India and the 12 Jyotirlingas through my son Swami. They chased the captain of the ship out of the country. See what is going to happen. So let us go back to 2017 and listen to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism revealing about the vision for the Padayatra that was to be taking place in 2020.
Want to do 1 year Padayatra specially for this purpose in 2020. 2020, planning for a full year. I'm going to walk from Rameshwaram to Amarnath. 1 year with 10,000 people, just walking all over India to spend time with people. 2020, there will not be any program other than Padayatra and just spending time with people. Just walking. Of course, 10,000 people will be walking with me. Maybe 200 vehicles to carry our food and all the other items, transportation. Enjoying the river banks, forests, and time with nature. 10,000 people manifesting powers, walking from village to village. What do you think will happen? The scene of Buddhism spreading will be repeated now. How the Buddhism spread. 10,000 monks walking from village to village. What will happen? That's only monks. Here, power manifesting 10,000 people. The whole village will be manifesting powers. Just want to enjoy India and let India enjoy me. So planning for next year Kumbh Mela. Next year Kumbh Mela 2019. Next year January Kumbh. Before that, all the Balalayam, everything. Balalayam is going to be like the same structure outside with one stone tower, gold coated. It will be something like a 40 to 50 feet tall stone tower and 5 Rajagopurams, which will be something like 120 feet. This will be the Balalayam. And after the Mulalayam is built, this Balalayam will serve as a Utsavamurti Sannidhi, where the Utsavamurtis will be worshipped and where the Archanas. See, in the main temple, there will not be any Archana or anything, because just for darshan itself, there will not be time. Like Tirupati, you can only have darshan and Arati, the camp for Arati. No other worship is allowed in the main temple. Because 12 Abhishekam is going to happen. 12 Kala Abhishekams. So continuously the rituals will be going on. People can have only darshan. They will not be able to involve themselves in any ritual. Other than darshan, nothing else will be allowed. So all the archana, all other offerings will offer the archanas and other, everything will be done to the Utsavamurti, which will be kept in the Balalayam, the present Balalayam, present structure. So people can spend time here. That will be more like a main darshan. This will be like energy darshan, where you can give letter, get response. So by next year, the Balalayam will be ready. So 2019 full year, I will be conducting the programs and everything. 2020 will be the one full year Padayatra, walking. From next year Jayanti, means 2019's Jayanti to 2020's Jayanti. Full year, Jayanti to Jayanti will be Padayatra. Before that, we will make 10,000 people power manifestors. It will be sannyasi, brahmachari, grihastha, all put together. 10,000 people will be walking. What a scene it will be. I think that is the only way the revival of Sanatana Hindu Dharma can be done. I need to get into the ground where people can see me, where they are living. I can't be waiting for people to come where I am living. Now I am sitting in one place to prepare these 10,000 people and make this science completely user-friendly. For that only I am sitting and working. So I have given 2 years for me now, 2018 and 2019. So 2020, before that 10,000 people will be ready to walk with me, manifesting powers. We will literally solve every person's problem in every village. The way we are walking, the path, route we are taking, physical healing or mental healing, or it's a too big visualization. How will you visualize? What will happen if 10,000 power manifestors enter into a village and ask people, tell me your problem now, come on, let's sort it out. Understand 1,200 years before in Tiruvannamalai temple carvings, how the...
And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism revealed the vision for the Padayatra. It was to revive Hinduism within India. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism was ready to go and meet people where they are on the ground and give them solutions to every problem, any problem that they might be facing, whether it's mental problem, physical problem, emotional problem, any problem. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism was ready to attend to the people from where they are. Literally letting people see and be blessed by his physical presence. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been preparing humanity for this Padayatra from the age of 10. From that age, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been enriching the masses and initiating them into the science of enlightenment through powerful discourses, initiations, and darshan. And here in the next several slides, you'll see the various programs that the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been conducting from the early 2000s. For the past 26 years, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been tirelessly working, conducting programs, initiating people. Here you can see in Vellore, Tamil Nadu, you can see again conducting a huge program for many hundreds of people. And here in Namakkal, Tamil Nadu, and in Salem, Tamil Nadu in 2005, conducting the Nithyananda program, the Nithyanandam program in Birdi, Bangalore, the Birth Star celebrations in Tiruvannamalai in 2005, the Jayanti celebrations in Adi Kailasha Sarvajñapita, the again Jayanti celebrations in Tiruvannamalai in 2006, the Nithyananda program in 2006, and the Guru Purnima celebrations in Adi Kailasha Sarvajñapita. And the Bhakti Spurana program the Dhyana Spurana program, and the Little Anandas program, which was conducted for the youth to be initiated into the science of enlightenment. And the Saptayagam program, which was conducted in 2006 in Salem. This was a series of homas that the Supreme Pancha of Hinduism performed. You can see the photos of the disciples and devotees being guided into the same homas by the Supreme Pancha of Hinduism. Thousands gathered for this homa, and this was a massive undertaking and contribution to the world from the Supreme Pancha of Hinduism. Maybe you can see the photos of the Supreme Pancha of Hinduism blessing people. And here is the Nithyananda Spurana program in Adi Kailash Satvajna Pita in 2006. The Nithyananda Spurana program in Salem in 2006. And each of these photos, you can see how many people have been blessed by the Supreme Pancha of Hinduism, how many people have been initiated and guided into the science of enlightenment, and how much the Supreme Pancha of Hinduism has been tirelessly working to bless people, guide people, and bring them, prepare them for this pralaya, to guide them through this pralaya, and to bring them into the new age. However, the anti-Hindu elements made it nearly impossible for the Supreme Pancha of Hinduism to do the re-energizing process by driving the Supreme Pancha of Hinduism out of India. So let us listen to Devi Parashakti's revelation on the solution for this, revealed on the 31st of May, 2021.
இரண்டாயிரத்திருபத்திரண்டு வரை இந்தியா செல்ல வேண்டாமா என்று கேட்கின்றாய். நன்றாய் தெரிந்து கொள், சொல்வதை புரிந்து கொள். இந்த பெருநரகமான கிருமி போஜனம் இந்தியாவிற்குள் வரக்கூடாது என்பதற்காக 2020 பாரதம் முழுவதும் 12 ஜோதிர்லிங்கமும் பாத யாத்திரை செய்திடவே என் மகன் மூலமாய் திட்டமிட்டிருந்தேன். படுபாவிகள் ஓடத்தின் மாலுமியை ஊர்விட்டு துரத்தினார்கள். என்ன நடக்கிறதென்று பார். முறையாக கைலாய நாட்டின் தலைவனாக நிறை மரியாதையொடு நல் மதிப்பொடு என் நிஜாவதாரம் நித்யானந்தன் திருவடி மீண்டும் பாரதத்தில் பட்டு பாத யாத்திரை செய்த பிறகு மட்டுமே நீ அங்கு செல்ல வேண்டும். அதுவரை உன்னை காத்து செல்லாதே. ஓம் ஓம்.
And the translation for what they revealed for the solution for this Padayatra was that for the pralaya in India to end, the Supreme Pancha of Hinduism needs to do the re-energizing process of the 12 Jyotirlingas and do the Padayatra throughout India. Only then will this pralaya end. And as we look around, we can see with so much of suffering, so much of destruction. We see what the great rishis of the Vedic civilization had forewarned as the Kali Yuga. And it's stated in the Kurma Purana that the Kali Yuga is the worst of the 4 yugas, where man will be his own worst enemy. And the translation of Sage Vyasa's verse, this Kali Yuga is the worst of the 4 yugas in all the world. People are sinful and forget the dharma of the 4 varnas and the 4 ashramas. In fact, men are so sinful that no prescribed penance atones for their great sins. The only place which is free from such sins is the great sacred city of Varanasi, the Mahapuri. And the Kurma Purana continues on to share that the Lord Rudra is the avatar for the Kali Yuga, Paramashiva himself. And the translation of this verse, Brahma is the presiding divinity or Devata for the Krita Yuga, the first cycle of time. The Treta Yuga, the second cycle of time, it is Bhagavan Ravi, Surya, in which appeared Sri Rama. In the Dwapara Yuga, the third cycle of time, the presiding divinity is Vishnu. And in the Kali Yuga, the fourth cycle of time, the current age, the presiding divinity, the avatar is Rudra, Lord Maheshwara, Mahasadashiva himself. And on the 2nd of January, 1978, out of his deepest compassion to protect humanity, Paramashiva himself descended into the human form in the Nijavatara of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. And if the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, if Paramashiva himself had waited even one more year to descend into the human frame, it would have been too late for humanity. 1979 would have been too late. Let us listen to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism revealing about this.
And I tell you, O Hindus, afraid, I am back with the same science. We are going to be rich. It is not lost. Just the last minute climax before it was going to be put off. Have happened. (1979) would have been late. 1979 would have been late. If I had time, I would have sent only ambassadors. Because no time, I have to get up and come directly. O Hindus, feel blessed. Science is not dead. It is available. I have everything needed to bring that science back to life and establish its legitimacy.
The Avatar's advent on the planet Earth was to protect the world from this great cosmic deluge, to bring them into the new age, the Satya Yuga. So let us listen to Devi Parashakti's revelations on the new age and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism descent into the planet.
ஓம் ஓம் உலக மக்களே கேளுங்கள். கலி முற்றி கலி கழிந்து புதுயுகம் சத்தியயுகம் புறப்பட வேண்டிய காலம் வந்ததனால் வந்திருக்கின்றது இந்த பெரும் பிரளயம். கவலை வேண்டாம் மக்களே. நித்யானந்தன் வடிவம் தாங்கி நாமே இங்கு வந்திருக்கின்றோம். நித்திய யுகம் செய்வோம், நித்திய யுகம் சத்தியயுகமாய் மலரும் இங்கு ஆனந்தமா.
And the translation of Devi's revelation. People of the world, listen. Kali Yuga has matured, and over time, it has come for Satya Yuga to happen. So this great pralaya has come. Don't worry, people. In the form of Nithyananda, I myself have come here. I will make Nitya Yuga. Nitya Yuga will blossom into Satya Yuga. Be blissful. For this huge hell Kirmi Bhojanam not come to India. 2020, I had planned to do the Padayatra throughout India in the 12 Jyotirlingas through my son Swami. And in order to prepare for this, the avatar began the Padayatra at the mere age of 10. The Supreme Constitution began enriching the masses, one person at a time, with the truths from the sacred scriptures and the secrets of higher living. Even as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was just a small boy, all of his classmates were called the Yatra, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism led them from Gudiyattam, Tamil Nadu to Tirunelveli, the birthplace of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and a huge pilgrimage site. And when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was just 19 years of age, all his fellow monks at the Ramakrishna Manch remember the Padayatra the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism led from Chennai, Tamil Nadu to Tirunelveli, his birthplace, and gave them an unforgettable pilgrimage experience. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism continued to walk the length and breadth of India, reaching more and more people and preparing each one until the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism founded the international mission, the Nithyananda Sangha, which we are all enjoying today, to revive Kailasa internationally on the 31st of December, 1999. And here you can see the photos of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism during the inauguration of the first Kailasa enlightenment ecosystem in Tiruchendur, Tamil Nadu, the Adipita of the Nithyananda Sangha. And this happened on the 14th of April, 2001. And in 2003, the Avatar continued his Vijayatra all over the world to enrich people from all different backgrounds. And with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's intensity and dedication for the people, even in crowds of thousands of people who do not understand English, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was able to resonate deeply with each being and move them to tears. Here you can see the photos of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism blessing the people of Guadeloupe and Brazil who did not even know English. And in 2004, the Avatar led his disciples on the first Malayan Yatra, visiting temples, delivering satsangs, and initiating them into the super conscious breakthrough. Subsequently, the Avatar personally organized and led yatras yearly and guided individual souls not just to physical spiritual sites, but to supernal spiritual realms. In 2006, the Padayatras were taken to the next level with the Kodikan Radayatra, with crores participating and impacted by Nithyanandeshwara and Nithyanandeshwari, who went from city to city, blessing each being. And here is a short clip of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in the Kodikan Radayatra. You can see how many thousands of people were walking with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and just being blessed, radiating being in the presence of the avatar himself. And the Padayatra culminated with the consecration and inauguration of the Garbha Mandir, and which is the sanctum sanctorum of the Nithyanandeshwari and the Swayambhulinga at the Adi Kailasa Satyapita in Bangalore, South India. And the deities were energized as Archavatara to radiate the energy of Paramashiva and Parashakti to create the Adi Kailasa Satyapita as a ship to save humanity from this upcoming pralaya. And the Supreme Concept has created innumerable spiritual energy centers in India as safe havens to guide people during this pralaya. And here you can see the Adi Kailasa Satyapita and the Kailasa in Hyderabad. And in 2008, the Avatar created and energized the Nithyananda River, the Anandalinga, which would prevent and protect anyone who bathes in its waters from the deadly COVID-19 disease. Here you can see a short clip of the Supreme Concept System performing Abhishekam for this Anandalinga.
नमस्सहस्राक्षाय च जगधन्मने जनमो गिरिशाय जिपिविष्टाय जनमो ईढुष्टमाय चेषुमते जनमो क्रस्वाय च वामनाय जनमो बृहते च वर्षीयते जनमो वृद्धाय च संवृद्धने जनमो अग्र्याय च प्रथमाय जनम आशवे च जिराय च नमः शीघ्रियाय च शीघ्राय च नम ऊर्ण्याय च वस्वन्याय च नमः स्रोतस्याय च दीप्त्याय च नमो ज्येष्ठाय च कनिष्ठाय च नमः पूर्वजाय च परजाय च नमो मध्यमाय च पगल्भाय च नमो च गण्याय च बुद्ध्याय च नमः सोभ्याय च प्रतिसर्याय च नमो याम्याय च क्षेम्याय च नमः उर्वर्याय च खल्याय च नमः श्वेत्याय च वसान्याय च नमो वन्याय च कक्ष्याय च नमः श्रवाय च प्रतिश्रवाय च नमः आशुषेणाय च आशुरथाय च नमः शूराय च वभिन्दते च नमो वर्मिणे च वरुथिने च नमो बिल्मिने च कवचिने च नमः श्रुताय च श्रुतसेनाय च नमो दुन्दुभ्याय च हनन्याय च नमो धृष्णवे च प्रवृषाय च नमो दूताय च प्रहिताय च नमो निषङ्गिने च बुद्धिमते च नमः तीक्ष्णेशवे च इधिने च नमः उधाय च सुधन्वने च नमः कृत्याय च पथ्याय च नमः काट्याय च नीप्याय च नमः सूप्याय च सरस्याय च नमो नाद्याय च वैशन्ताय च नमः कूप्याय च वट्याय च नमो वर्ष्याय च च नमो मेघ्याय च विद्युत्याय च नमः ईर्ध्याय च तप्याय च नमो वात्याय च रेश्म्याय च नमो वास्तव्याय च वास्तुपाय च ओम नमः सोमाय च रुद्राय च नमः ताम्राय च अरुणाय च नमः शंगाय च वसुपतये च नमः उग्राय च भीमाय च नमो अग्रे वधाय च दूरे वधाय च नमो हन्त्रे च हनीयसे च नमो वृक्षेभ्यो हरिकेशेभ्यो नमस्ताराय नमः शम्भवे च मयोभवे च नमः शंकराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च नमः तीर्थ्याय च पूल्याय च नमः पार्याय च वार्याय च नमः प्रतरणाय च उत्तरणाय च नमः आदार्शिष्ट्याय च फेन्याय च नमस्य कत्याय च प्रवाह्याय च नमः इरण्याय च प्रपत्याय च नमः टिगं शिलाय च क्षेणाय च नमः कपर्दिने च पुलस्तये च नमो गोष्ट्याय च
And in 2009, the Avatar held another Kodikan Yatra and garnered international attention, creating movements where lakhs of Hindus once again embraced Hinduism. And wherever the Avatar's feet have graced the planet Earth, there the seeds of super consciousness have been sown. And here you can see with thousands of other Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems, and that the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has created, over 1 billion people have been enriched worldwide. And the Avatar has remained as the last hope for humanity. And here you can see the Kailasa and Erode, the Adi Nithyananda Pita, and several other Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems that the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has created. We'll just quickly run through the photos of the various enlightenment ecosystems created by the Supreme Concept of Hinduism. The Adi Kailasa Sarvanya Pita, the Kailasa in Tirunamalai, the Kailasa in Columbus, Ohio, the Kailasa in Los Angeles, the Kailasa in San Jose, the Kailasa in Seattle, the Kailasa in Houston, the Kailasa in Charlotte, the Kailasa in New York, the Kailasa in Washington, D.C., the Kailasa in Toronto, Canada, the Kailasa in Oklahoma City, the Kailasa in Phoenix, Arizona, the Kailasa in St. Louis, Missouri, the Kailasa in Oman, the Kailasa in Dubai, the Kailasa in London, the Kailasa in Scotland, UK, the Kailasa in Netherlands, the Kailasa in Slovakia, the Kailasa in Belgium, the Kailasa in Luxembourg, the Kailasa in Austria, the Kailasa in Germany, the Kailasa in Italy, the Kailasa in France, the Kailasa in Switzerland, the Kailasa in Mauritius, the Kailasa in South Africa. And here you can just see the various Kailasas worldwide that the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been establishing for the sake of guiding people through this pralaya to make sure that they reach their superconscious breakthrough, to give them the ecosystem for experiencing enlightenment. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been tirelessly working for this over the past 26 years. And he has built these various ecosystems for this sake. So with this, we will conclude this segment and be moving into the next segment, where we can learn some of the offerings that we can make to Lady Parashakti, to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. As we all know, Devi has been continuously manifesting to bless people, to guide people, to hold their hand literally through this cosmic deluge, this pralaya. And literally, as a mother, she has been taking care of each and every one of us. And if you want to offer your gratitude today, if you want to thank Devi and connect with her more deeply, to deepen and make a more intimate relationship with Devi, you can stay tuned for the next segment and understand some of the offerings you can make to Devi and some of the benefits of these offerings. So we will be right back after a very short break.
What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model communities. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world.
All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem.
I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you.
We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together.
Nithyanandam, welcome back all the viewers after that brief break. I hope that each and every one of you are joining in with us during this program or enjoying it and understanding the various different revelations that Devi Parashakti had made for all of us to be guided during this pralaya, during the cosmic deluge. Now, I'm sure each and every one of you is waiting to understand further about the Devi Parashakti. And in this segment, it's not just about the offerings or the sevas which you can do, but also about deeper understanding about the powerful cognitions that Devi Parashakti embodies and literally she radiates in her life, and how you can manifest that in your life. Beautifully, the Supreme Pontiff himself says that these offerings have the context where until you can manifest your reality for yourself, we will manifest it for you. And we know the science through the authentic science of the ancient rituals and worship in Sanatana Hindu Dharma of literally being able to even command the clouds, command the winds, and being able to manifest whatever we want in reality. These rituals were globally in order to create peace, harmony, coexistence amongst all of the people. And ultimately, in these offerings, for every single one, we declare to the whole universe, first, we recognize that cosmic energy exists. We recognize that the Chinmaya, the Devi Parashakti, Paramashiva, and the Guru, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, are the Chinmaya Vigraha, or the representation of that very cosmic energy. And we recognize that whatever we're offering to them is reaching the very cosmic energy directly. And finally, in all of this, we understand and offer to the God, declare Soham Asmi, that even when we pray, we are Him. So now, let us enter into these offerings where ultimately we are declaring our oneness with Devi Parashakti, and it's an instant, powerful way that you can manifest whatever you want into reality. Now, the offerings is a giving of a divine gift of pure love, devotion, and it consists of two parts. One is giving and the other is accepting. Only when the divine accepts what one offers, the offering becomes complete. And it's never made out of fear or out of greed. When an avatar lands, the offerings are purely a part of the grand Leela played out for the only purpose of enlightenment. And let me now chant the Dhyana Shloka for Devi Parashakti, welcoming her presence into our sacred space here today, into our inner space, and requesting her to manifest for us through these offerings. Indu nivaveda karavahni nayanam syat pankajavara japaksha sarayuktam Angahimabhushana vichitravasanam syat tungamukutojjvala manonmani swarupam. And the English translation says, moonlight face holding the Vedas on hand, fire in eyes, with lotus flower gracing and blessing hands, and one hand with the japamala, beautifully decorated with jeweled ornaments and wonderful clothes and shining bright crown. Her name is Manonmani. And now let me chant the next Dhyana Shloka. Dhyaye devim trinetram shashiniva vadanam vedahastam dadanam savye padmam varadamapare jabayam chakshamalam divyera bharanir vibhushatatanum brahmadi vipujitam devimeva manonmanim pratidinam kamatradatrim shubham. And the English translation says, I meditate on Devi with 3 eyes glowing like a moon and holding the Vedas, lotus engracing, blessing and gracing hand. She is wearing beautiful ornaments and she is worshipped by Brahma and other many gods and showers auspicious boons for all actions every day. And now we have the significance of the divine element gold. And here we have the verse from the Atharva Veda, where the English translation goes, triply born by birth is this gold. From the atoms of Agni is one, who becomes dearest to Agni, and one fell away from the Soma when it was heard. One they call the seed of virtuous and powerful Apaha. Let that triple gold be for your long life. Gold is a divine element. It purifies anything it touches. It is an element of spiritual significance and great spiritual power of healing and enlightening. The vibration of gold has the power to infuse sattva energy and positive thought currents in anyone who wears and anyone who sees or operates in its vicinity. And gold is present in all the scriptures, the Agamas, Vedas, Shrutis, Itihasas, and Puranas. In all the Hindu scriptures, it is abundant that gold is the most auspicious metal and the purest metal. In the Hindu civilization, everything was built in gold, exchanged in gold, and ritual fees were even offered in gold bricks. When one was this, gold was offered as a ritual fee. Gold was in abundance and used for weighing equivalent amounts of commodities, including cows. And kingdoms were built with huge doors of gold. The streets would have huge columns and huge archways made of gold, and horses and cows were dressed in gold. And the Hindu civilization thrived on the banks of rivers of gold. And the Indus River, for example, was called the Hiranyamaya, the river of gold, in the Rig Veda. And in the Atharva Veda, the river Saraswati was called the Hiranyavartani. So gold is a supreme element for offering gifts to the ones you love and revere. And temples are constructed and paved in gold. Deities are made in gold and decked and adorned in gold. Because it preserves the enlightenment energy for thousands of years, it lasts forever. And so let us now begin the different offerings that we have today that you can do. First, let me chant the pramana for the evening offering. Bhakti Priya, Bhakti Gamya, Bhakti Vashya Bhayapaha, Shambhavi Sharada Radhya, Sharvani Sharmadaini. And the English translation says, Devi is fond of true devotion and is realized through true devotion. She can be won over through true devotion and she removes all fears. So if there's any fear in the minds of a devotee, Devi is sure to remove that fear. It is stated that Devi likes to be worshipped in autumn, and it here is meant the autumn of our lives when thoughts turn more and more inward. The role of the divine is known and understood clearly. The need for Devi worship becomes stronger. So this e-hundi offering is available for each and every one of you to make. It's also available either through the payment gateway or through the YouTube super chat. And we'll go over the steps of how you can make a payment after the end of this segment. Yes, the next offering is the Sankalpa chanting. And the pramana for this says, Sayeta mohate vishvam shaiva vishvam prasuyate saya chipta cha vijanam tushtam rudim prayachati. It means the goddess enchants this universe and she is herself gives birth to this universe. That goddess being prayed without interest in anything gives the knowledge that leads to salvation and gives wealth in the materialistic sense. The Devi Mahatmyam chapter 12 verse 34 states this, And you can offer this sankalpa, the conscious resolution, blessing the person, the offering with all fruition of all the desires and wishes that you are yearning for. The first offering we have next is the Sahasranama Swarna Kasu. And in the Lalita Sahasranama, verse 731, Devi Parashakti is called as Nama Parayana Prita. And this is the offering of 1008 names of Devi Parashakti. It's a special and unique archana offered to the Mahameru of Devi Parashakti. You can offer a gold coin inscribed with each of the 1008 names and receive the blessings to have the Ananta Kalyana Gunas, all the divine qualities of Devi Parashakti. And here we have the next offering, which is the finger ring with a pearl. Muktaharanala Kiritaruchiram Purnendu Vaktra Prabham Shinjannu Purikinkini Manidaram Padma Prabhavasuram Sarvabheta Salpala Pradam Giri Sutam Vani Rama Sevitam Meenakshim Pranatosmi Santatamaham Karunyavaram Nidhim. Yes, Devi Parashakti is described in this verse with the garland of pearls. And the English translation says, I bow down to the goddess Meenakshi, whose crown has garlands of pearls and face shining like the full moon, who wears anklets that are studded with gemstones and has small bells, who is shining like the splendor of a lotus, who grants all wishes, the daughter of the mountain, who is worshipped by goddess Vani and Rama. I remain ever bowing to the goddess Meenakshi, the ocean of compassion. You can offer this Mukta Anguti, the finger ring with a pearl, to Devi Parashakti in order to experience the blessings of Devi Parashakti, to be showered by her compassion in all of your business endeavors. The next offering is the Swarna Padma Pushpa. And in the Kamikagama, there's a beautiful verse that here the translation says, all the kalasas should be wound around with suitable thread and covered with new cloth. They should be adorned with the lotus flower made of gold. And there are hundreds of scriptural references for using lotus in the worship of Paramashiva. Almost everything in the worship of the ultimate involves the consecration of deities of worship, or the meditation and mudras and asanas. During the worship involves the lotus flower, the lotus leaf, the lotus pericarp, and the lotus petals. The lotus is considered as a divine flower, and it has so many significances in the Hindu scriptures. The Shakti of Paramashiva is also called the lotus. The base of the Paramashiva linga is also the lotus, and the disciple of Paramashiva is also considered as a lotus, which is about to bloom. You can offer the golden lotus in any size and you wish, and be blessed to have the state, space, and powers and being of Devi in your inner space amidst any and every adverse situation in your life. Now the next offering is the Swarnameti, the golden toe ring. Nakhadiditi samchana namajjana tamo guna padadvaya prabhajala parakrita saroruha. The English translation says, you whose brightness from toenails destroys the darkness of ignorance from the minds of your devotees who prostrate at your feet, you whose brightness from your 2 feet overpowers that of the lotus flower. Now you can offer the golden toe ring to Devi, adorning her sacred feet, to be in constant gratitude for receiving her blessings even in the most difficult aspect of your life. And the next offering is the Swarna Mantika, the golden hairline jewelry. And in this offering, Devi Parashakti is described as Shuddha Sarabhi Varshini, meaning she who makes the nectar flow in all of our nerves from Sahasrara, she who gives a very pleasant experience of the ultimate. The Mantika actually represents the nectar which is flowing from the Sahasrara chakra, which is fully open. And
And the Sahasrara Chakra, for those of you who don't know, is located at the top of the head, and it is the 1,000-petal lotus. Yes, completing for the technical issues. Sorry for that technical glitch. Now, the next offering we have is the Pratyakshapada Puja, the 1,000. And this Pratyakshapada Puja is a very elaborate and very beautiful offering, which you can offer directly to the feet of the Guru. And here it has a verse again of the Saundarya Lahari, and I'll just be chanting that verse again. Nakhadiditi samchana namajjana tamo guna padadvaya prabhajala parakrita saroruha. The illumining splendor of Devi's toenails dispels the darkness of ignorance in the devotees prostrating at her feet. Her feet defeat the lotus in beauty. So in Shlokam number 83 of the Saundarya Lahari, would state that the nails that have been sharpened by constantly being touched by the crowns of celestial beings who always prostrate before Devi. Tamoguna is actually darkness and indicative of ignorance. So in the minds of devotees, Devi Parashakti is literally removing that ignorance and they are just simply prostrating at her feet. And in that way, she's just removing their ignorance and making sure they attain the supreme knowledge. Through this Pratyakshapada Puja, you can offer this, and we have the blessings of the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, with the most auspiciousness, and to make your reality manifest as you want. All right, we can go on to the next slide. Now, we also have the Vastra Seva, another offering that you can do. You can offer the Vastra Seva and receive the blessings of the Yajaman and of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism for the Yajaman, and you will have all the auspiciousness and blessings of them. Here we have a summary table of all of the different offerings. As you can see, we have the Ehundi offering, the Sankalpa chanting, the Devi Sahasranama Kasu, the Mukta Anguti, the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the Swarna Meti, the Swarna Mantika, the Pratyakshapada Puja, and the Vastra Seva. And you can see that there's various different levels of the offerings, and there's offerings that you can make in any amount. And there's an offering just for $1, or there's a more substantial donation that you can make. If you'd like to, you can choose from any one of these, and you don't have to feel restricted or insufficient in any way. You can make an offering. You have an option available from you based on where you are and where your economic status is as well. So yes, as we are coming to a conclusion of this segment, now you can see that you can see if you're interested in making an offering today, you can go to tiny.cc/Baba and if you need help in manifesting or if you need more details. Now, also, if you are ready to make an online payment, you can go to tiny.cc/devi-offering. And after the payment, make sure that you are submitting your details to the puja to be chanted during the puja at tiny.cc/sankalpa2021. So now this brings us to a conclusion of this segment in today's program. And we have Amy Swami, who will be taking us through the next segment where we are going over the various different contributions of Kailasa Sarvagnapeetham and the ongoing multi-layer quarantine center, which is happening there. So we'll be right back with you to lead with the next segment after a quick break.
Nithyanandam, everyone, welcome back. In this segment, we are going to see the Kailasa's multi-layered quarantine opportunity for India during the COVID-19 as a practical solution resulting in health, joy, and bliss. With the blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivan's blessings, let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamasya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Triguna-rahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been working tirelessly since over 2 decades to establish Kailasas across the world, especially the temple-based ecosystems. How these are helping in each one in their mental, physical, overall well-being, not only to deal with the life stresses, especially during this pandemic, but the overall well-being in their everyday success. So we are going to learn more about why temple-based ecosystems, what is the temple science and basics of the temple in this segment, and how these ecosystems successfully see the fair amount of success in protecting the people from the pandemic, and how the United Nations recognize these efforts. We're going to see in this segment. As you see, the latest news as of August 12th, according to the Times of India, reported that COVID-19, India reports again there is a spike in reports 41,195 new cases and 490 deaths in last 24 hours. So as it is continuously the pandemic causing the tremendous stress amongst the people across the world, what Devi revealed in Akashic readings and what Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism revealed in his various satsangs to practice these spiritual practices, join the COVID care protection centers, the temple-based ecosystems to save the life, to protect the life. How it helps and what are the basics of these temples? Why temple lifestyle? So Devi revealed on 5th June 2021 that not only people dying in crores, financial and mental retardedness, you will also see minds getting collapsed. The freedom from all this suffering is the life of living enlightenment. First, prevent yourself from this deadly corona, O people. Do the job of saving your life as first priority. Listen properly, people. The only way to protect yourself from this overflowing cosmic pralaya and from demonic people who search for destruction for themselves and for others because of pralaya, go to Adi Kailasa. Adi Kailasa is the headquarters, that the largest temple-based ecosystem, and Getting shelter at the feet of Paramashiva. Save yourself from corona and death. Economic crisis and mental collapse that is formed because of corona. Save yourself and move towards living enlightenment. Move towards Paramashiva Parampurul, doing yoga and tapas, doing yoga seva to all the devotees of Paramashiva. Live a good life. Just for that, I have opened the doors of Adi Kailasa. For all those in the universe, not only human beings, as even Siddhas, Jnanis, and Yogis have come and doing penance in Adi Kailasa. For everyone who come, goodness, prosperity, Jnanam, and Yogam will overflow. Do not have fear, bliss is there. And do not have worry, I will protect with goodness. Happiness is there, enlightenment is there. Do not have fear, bliss is there. I am solving sufferings. I am the Samayapuratu Kannatal who comes and helps at the right time. As you see, these are the revelations they were revealed, and you see, as per the reports, the unemployment rate, what are the reasons which are causing the mental stress amongst the people is obviously unemployment due to the pandemic. The unemployment rate predicted to reach 10% amidst coronavirus pandemic, pushing many states, like taking the example of Australia, into recession. Unemployment is set to soar to its highest rate amongst almost 3 decades with 1.4 million Australians expected to be out of work. The unemployment rate will rise from 5.1% to 10% in June quarter, according to the Treasury figures. But estimates show the rate would have been higher without the JobKeeper program. And the Treasurer said that the economic shock from coronavirus was said to be far more significant than the global financial crisis. And the second thing is the raising food world prices causing concerns amongst people. According to the Washington Post, global food prices have rallied to multi-year highs, triggered by COVID-19 pandemic related to supply chain disruptions and soaring transport costs, the International Monetary Fund said, the IMF. More is likely to come since international food prices are expected to increase by about 25% in 2021 to 2020, wrote the IMF's Christian Bogmans, Andrea Pescatori, in a new blog. They are expected to stabilize later this year. And as Devi revealed in her Akashic readings on 5th June, and the media articles, various media articles confirming the same about the pandemic. The global psychiatric symptoms like depression, anxiety exhibited by the COVID-19 patients. According to a new study, neurological symptoms like depression and anxiety are also showing to be the common who have contracted COVID-19. And the impact of the COVID-19 on the mental health of US college students, the BMC Psychology published on 10th June 2021, results indicate that the students closer to graduating faced increased in anxiety about 60.8% and feeling of loneliness about 54.1% and depression about 59.8%. Many reported worries for health of loved ones most impacted their mental health status, about 20%. And the need to take care of family, current and future plans, about 31.8%, almost one half of the students took to exercising and other remedies. The rates of anxiety and depression among college students continue to soar. The researchers at the Dartmouth College, who have tracked the moods and behaviors of about 200 college students for 4 years, say stress levels are at their highest. The Dartmouth College researchers began tracking about 217 college students when they entered the school as a freshman in 2017 in the hopes of understanding how they behave. They have seen students' stress levels rise, usually in tandem with us. But since the onset of the coronavirus pandemic, the rates of depression and anxiety have soared and have showed no signs of coming down, said the Andrew Campbell, a researcher and computer science professor. Today, the psychological trauma and PTSD event, that much has been said about the mental health crisis that is occurring related to coronavirus pandemic. Much of this information has focused on the all-consuming anxiety, panic, and fear that many are experiencing. While this is important and needs to be at the forefront of discussions, something that has not been discussed in the psychologically traumatic nature of what our nation, our world is experiencing. The increased prevalence of post-traumatic stress disorder is expected to emerge as a primary factor driving the growth of the global post-traumatic stress disorder therapeutics market over the period of assessment. What it used to be in 2019 and what it's going to be this market by 2027, there is a rise in 11.91%. According to the CNN, the United Nations revealed to the CNN that there is a high prevalence of mental distress in countries across the globe due to the coronavirus pandemic, especially amongst healthcare workers and children. According to the United Nations and the World Health Organization, the impact of the pandemics on people's mental health is already extremely concerning. The World Health Organization Director General Tedros Adhanom released to CNN recently. So it is now crystal clear that mental health needs must be treated as a core element of our response to and recovery from COVID-19 pandemic, Tedros added to CNN news release. So what are the solutions? Supreme Quantum of Hinduism suggested continuously work towards this by establishing the temple-based ecosystem and doing yoga and various other spiritual temple rituals and various other spiritual practices. So now let's understand the ecosystems of this, the temple-based ecosystems. Why temple and what are the temple sciences? Let's understand in more detail. The temple ecosystem of Kailasa. Reviving the enlightened civilization is the vision of Kailasa. Purpose of my advent. Paramashiva, assuming this body,